Few new group sets have been anticipated quite as hotly as SRAM Red eTap, the only electronic group set on the market to come with wireless shifting. The only problem is with all that hype comes expectation, so the pressure has been on SRAM to produce something truly exceptional. Credit where credit's due, the finished product is simply brilliant. Things get off to a good start with the setup, which is incredibly simple even compared to other electronic systems. The first step is to pair the shifters, which is done through pressing the function buttons on the various components and takes a minute at most. Once this is done, you attach the shifters and derailleurs to the frame before micro-adjusting the derailleurs to achieve perfect shifting, which is a similar process to that used by Shimano Di2. The main bonus over Di2 and EPS is that there are no cables to route, so this setup should be well within the capabilities of even the most ham-fisted home mechanic. Unlike Di2, Red eTap uses separate batteries for each individual component. The front and rear derailleurs use SRAM's own reusable battery, which will last a minimum of 1,000 kilometers and can be recharged in only 60 minutes. The shifters meanwhile use CR2032 batteries that can be picked up at any supermarket and will last up to 2 years. That said, there shouldn't really be any excuse to run out of juice, as LED lights on each component will change colour depending on how much charge is left. One big concern is whether Red eTap is secure and whether it can be vulnerable to interference. On this point, SRAM says that once the derailleurs have been paired with the shifters, a rolling encryption makes it impossible for anyone else to take control of the system, even going as far as hiring hackers who tried and failed to break in. The system has also been used without incident at the Tour de France, where all the radio and TV equipment did nothing to impair the system, and we certainly didn't have any problems with erratic shifting even when riding past transmitters and pylons. So far, so good. And out on the road, things are just as impressive. The main difference from mechanical SRAM Red is the move away from double tap. You change up at the back using the right shifter, down using the left shifter, and shift at the front by pressing both at the same time, with the system automatically knowing which way to move. This system takes a couple of rides to get used to, but once you have, it is a joy to use, with the little click of the lever needed to change, giving better feedback than Di2 levers. The only slight problem here is that because you use the same action to move the front derailleur in both directions, if you don't realise that you're in the big ring and go in search of a harder gear, then you could find yourself slinging the chain into the small ring instead. That said, shifting is precise, and it feels almost exactly the same whether you're shifting from the 28 to the 25 or from the 12 to the 11. SRAM has also given the system a multi-shift function, which will send the chain cascading up or down the cassette when holding the shifter down. At the front, things are just as good. Yes, you have to ease off a little while shifting from the small ring to the big ring when out of the saddle, but I'm yet to use a group set where this isn't the case. The front derailleur still feels very assured whether you're shifting up or down, and unlike Di2, doesn't need to auto trim even when you're subjecting it to a terrible chainline. SRAM Red eTap really is an exceptional product. Most importantly, it manages to match the already impeccable shifting of Di2 and EPS, while bringing in a more intuitive and easy to use shifting action and being incredibly simple to set up. Will we look back at this as a watershed moment for cycling technology? Surely the answer is yes.